from him might be safer, but he choose do not to break the law. The law said you won't kill a person, you must become choose. And if you decide not to go
doesn't
to
make
jail,
sense.
no, what do you believe? Tell me, what do you believe?
How can you go to jail if it's an accident?
Dude, that's really selfish. That's really selfish.
Okay, wait. Please don't make like personal attacks. We're trying to discuss it on like a purely theoretical level.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it is selfish, but still, I believe a lot of people would do it.
Okay, yeah. Wait, let me just jump in really quickly on Alvin's point. Remember that we're not trying to think about what people would do. We're trying to think about what people should do. So would that change your answer? Because what people would do would be like sociology, I guess. But we're talking about philosophy. We're talking about what people should do.
Not talking about philosophy.
Okay, couple of comments on our home chat things. Kelly says, "What if there's cameras? No cameras." Chris says, "Underage driving. That's not gonna happen." Ellis is probably just assume that it's definitely. And then Kelly says, "What if you get caught? You're not going to if you choose to, let the woman do it." So remember that these are just thought experiments. So we don't have to consider these practical things. Just assume that everything you read on the question is true, and ignore probably. It's definitely. Anyone else have any thoughts? So Xingling Song says, we need to see how the car accidents took place. Just assume that, okay, how about this? Let me add an extra assumption. The car accident was your fault. So like maybe you were careless and you crashed into someone. It was not the pedestrian's fault.
But then if you were Bentham and he thought that like all happiness was like equal, then technically it could go both ways. You could lie and say that you didn't do it and she did it, but you could also say that you did it, because according to Bentham, the happinesses are equal. So like it's either you're happy and the woman isn't, or the woman is happy and you aren't. So like if not that I really like if Bentham was in that case, I believe that it could have gone both ways.
That is true.
Well, but I think if you live without emotion, you might go away, because the emotion will let you to save the woman, and you're going to the jail because the emotion do that. That's what emotion works, right? You will have angry, or you have what? But just like this, the emotion will let you down.
Well, I think that's pretty subjective. Obviously, emotion is very subjective, so it's hard to talk about that. I saw that someone else had their. Did someone else want to talk as well? I didn't notice your name. Sorry, but if you do, go ahead.
I wanted to say that actually, from my standpoint, if the woman is really convinced that she actually hit the person, wouldn't she also be sad because she's gonna think that you were wrongly accused of hitting the pedestrian and would go to jail? Well then see, the balance is that if you go to jail, you're sad, and the woman's also sad because she thought she was the person that hit the pedestrian. But then if you let the woman go to jail, at least she feels like she's done the right thing, but she hasn't. But then you feel sad, so it's
exactly
uneven distribution of sadness.
I have a disagreement against Maris. He said that like the emotions will like stop you from like just like walking away. But like it's also kind of like, well, if you have emotions, the woman probably does too. And if she thinks she hit the person, and she'll also be like, wait, no, like according to Maris, like the emotion will stop you from like doing the wrong thing or like your opinion of the wrong thing. So if the woman thinks that like she did it, then her opinion of the wrong thing could be that you shouldn't go to jail. So if you went to jail, that's kind of like because like it's kind of like if you like just like walk away, you're like according to Maris, your like emotions will like make you just like come back and actually admit it. But then if the woman thinks she did it, technically her emotions would do the same thing, and then you would have, and then the police would come to find two people arguing over who should go to jail, and the both arguing about like who hit the person, and both are saying that I everyone both of the people are like I hit the person. Like the police would be rather confused because they're like who wants to go to jail?
Okay, really quickly, Maris, you can respond, but let me talk first. How I see your hand, Emmy, I'll respond to you next. But really quickly, let me just remind everyone that we're not trying to argue here because there's multiple correct opinions. I mean, it's hard to. I know that the goal of a lot of normative ethics is to find what the correct opinion is, but remember that we're probably far from that stage, and so try to be respectful when we're talking, even if you disagree with the other person. To address Emmy's point, why are we arguing about this if we're never going to agree about it? And also your previous point about do you think there should be philosophical frameworks? That's actually going to more relativity and objectivity, which we're going to talk about in the next lesson. So stay tuned for next week, I guess. I don't want to talk about it today because that's planned for next week. How? You have your hand raised?
Oh yeah, I also wanted to mention that if the woman, if you go to jail, both the woman and you are sad, so then 1 + 1 is 2, so 2 sad people. But then if the woman goes to jail, the woman is happy. I mean, not happy, but that she's relieved that she's not like found guilty. But then you're sad because you're in jail. So that's one sadness point. So that technically, from Betham's standpoint, using math, if you go to jail, it's actually worse.
Well, we have remember that it's not just about how many people will be sad. It's also about the degree to which they'll be sad. Like maybe if she goes to jail and that's 2 people because you're sad, or sorry, if you go to jail, you're sad and she's sad, so 2 people sad. However, what if she goes to jail and she's terribly sad or something, and then that's like 3 or something, 3 points of sadness. So remember that it's not just the amount of people, it's also how.
If it's that case, then if she goes to jail and she's terribly sad, then if you go to jail, like you're somehow not terribly sad?
Well, you could be. Obviously, there's a lot of room for this discussion, which is why we're having this discussion.
Dude, the emotion will change, but the truth won't change.
Yeah, so I see your standpoint. So Maris, essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying that it's always better to uphold the truth in these kind of situations. Okay, so yeah, we're very over time. I'm gonna end the meeting soon. Feel free to leave if you want. Thank you all for coming though. This was very interesting. I look forward to next week. Just to give a quick preview, next week we're going to be talking about applied ethics. But before that, we're going to first talk about virtue ethics, which we skipped, another ethical dilemma, which we skipped, and moral relativism, which we also skipped today because there was a lot of interesting discussion. And then for the applied ethics discussion, we're going to focus on animal rights. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be another optional homework assignment that I'll send out tomorrow evening because I have another same lesson tomorrow at the same time. Or no, 1 hour earlier. So I'll send the homework tomorrow. So yeah, see you guys next week. I'll stay back for 10 more minutes in case anyone has any questions they want to ask me privately or comments, suggestions, anything like that. But feel free to leave if you want. And keep in mind that I have the power to clear all drawings, so none of your drawings are going to stay on the board. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming. Okay, Ella, you said you missed most of the class. You can either, there's another class tomorrow, 1 hour before this class. So this class was 7 to 8 p.m. PST. The class tomorrow will be 6 to 7 p.m. PST. So I'll send the link in the group chat if you want to attend. If you cannot attend, but you still want to do the program, I upload all of these videos to my YouTube channel. So I'll link the playlist in the WeChat group as well. Aidan, channel name is just my name, Justin Qiu. So it's only for storing these videos. I'm not like a YouTuber, although that would be cool. Yeah, once again, feel free to leave. I'm just staying behind if anyone has any questions. Yep, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. Okay, so last call. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I'm gonna leave, and that will kick everyone out as well. Okay, well, remember that if you have any questions or comments or recommendations, feel free to add me on WeChat and message me or message in the group. Good night, everybody, or good morning if you're in China. Bye.